Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Will back with another video. So I've been getting a lot of questions about this topic I'm about to cover. And everybody obviously has their own bias when it comes to this. So, I mean, you simply aren't going to change my mind when it comes to this. Just because I have reasons for my way to make sense, and people also agree with this as well too. So we're going to be talking about the port strike that's going on with the longshoremen, which is an established union. The last time we did have a port strike was in 1977, and it was 45 days long. And you can go and gather the data on this. The only problem is this data really isn't relevant because we weren't importing and exporting like we were in 1977, okay? We outsource so much as a country. We are probably one of the number one outsourcers, so that means we're heavily dependent on importing from different countries for gross profit reasons. But let's get into why the union is actually protesting. So there's two reasons why they're protesting. I think one reason is acceptable. I think the percentage is unacceptable. The other reason, I think it's very bullshit. So we're going to get into it. The first reason is they want a raise. Okay. Everybody's entitled to a raise. Everybody's entitled to asking for a raise. We are in America. Everybody's entitled to ask for a raise. So I think it's great, you know. What I don't understand is a 77% raise. Guys, I mean, we haven't experienced a 50% inflation. Why are you trying to get a 77% raise? It just makes absolutely zero sense to me. Inflation peaked, what, 7-8%? Maybe if you ask for a 10% at most, 15% at most raise from the wages, that's a little understandable, but 77%? Are you fucking, like, 1 plus 1 does not equal 7, okay? Like, it's fucking stupid. But anyway, so I think it's reasonable. I think the topic for raising wage is acceptable. I just think the percentage is stupid. Not to mention this guy, Harold Daggett. He actually denied the 50%. They sat down already, and he actually denied the 50% raise. So instead of taking the 50% raise, he denied it, and now he's asking for 77. A 50% raise, guys, most people see 1 to 2% raises every couple years. And it's kind of also hard to grab the average salary with longshoremen. There's a lot of, overtime. There's a lot of things with, how these guys get paid. So I don't want to put numbers out there that I can't grab the actual data on. And I don't know anybody who is a longshoreman that I could use as an example. But I don't want to put inaccurate information. I'm pretty sure these guys already make over 6 figures starting out. And then plus they get overtime, full benefits. So, I'm kind of on the fence about this here. But like I said, that's what I was able to research. I could be wrong, okay? But I know these guys aren't making $30K a year. That's one thing I know. They're not making a minimum wage, okay? They're definitely making somewhere from 80 to 120 in that range, ballpark. So asking for a 77% pay raise is just out of the question. I think it's fucking stupid. Anyway, I think raising the wage is good, but just not 77%. It's stupid. Second point that they're putting out with this protest is they want AI to stay away from this area and stop taking jobs. Look, AI is the next innovation in that we are going through. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. Okay? You have to think of it as a business owner. This is where people don't understand. You have to think of it as a business owner, and that as a business owner perspective, because everybody looks at the one side, they don't look at the other side. If you're a successful business owner and you have 500 employees, you have to pay healthcare, you have to pay dental, you have to do paid time off, you have to have them have set hours, you have to pay them overtime. Why wouldn't you want to switch over to AI? You don't pay hourly wages. You don't have to deal with protests. You don't have to pay healthcare. You don't have to pay dental. These things work 24/7, around the clock, nonstop. They don't take breaks. I mean, it just makes they work holidays. They work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes so much sense from a business standpoint to be able to grow so much more money that way. Now, we are in a capitalistic country, so that means companies are here to make money. Okay, if you're forming a company, your goal is to make money. Okay, there's no other goal. Your goal is to make as much money and hold as much gross profit as possible. That's the purpose of a company in USA, in Singapore, all of these capitalistic countries, to make money. That's the point of it. Now, next, we're going to talk about what this actually does, what we could see in the market. But let's talk a little bit about Harold Daggett here. I want to say a different last name here, but this video might get taken down if I do. So he had an interview. I actually watched the interview. He had two of them. One with, I think it was Fox News or ABCS, something like that. There wasn't really too much on it. And then he had a sit-down interview with somebody else. Wasn't sure who it was. But anyway, if you do go and watch the video, you can just tell this guy is very selfish. He makes about $900K a year. He has a yacht. He drives a Bentley, and he's probably wearing like a $10,000 necklace or a chain in the interview. This guy's very selfish. He seems very anti-American. And you could just tell by the way he's speaking, like the points that he makes during this interview here is he's targeting your average American workers. For example, he says week 2, car dealerships aren't going to be getting cars because we're going to stop that. And what he literally says, quote for quote, is all of the car salesmen are going to get laid off. So he wants to hurt the American people, average American people that are already struggling due to this economy right now, and he wants to put more of a toll on American people. Very anti-American in my opinion. Not a fan of this guy. I think this guy's a prick. And then also some data. Every single day this port is closed, it's estimated that USA is losing about $5 billion to imports, which we could see a significant pullback in the market, as well as with the Iran and Israeli attack that happened a couple days ago, or yesterday. So we're kind of in a very weird situation. I can see this being resolved. I can definitely see this being resolved. This guy Harold's not an idiot. He's already old. He wants to make as much money as he could as quickly as possible because he knows he cannot stop this revolution. He knows he can't stop this revolution of AI coming into every single industry here. So he's trying to get a big pay raise. So, maybe he invests his money, or, just takes a big salary or something like that before AI takes over. Now, there's one scenario that I would like to play out here. What I see happening is they sit down within this week, they come to an agreement, they accept the 77% raise, and then they push AI out as fast as fucking possible to wipe all their jobs out, which is what I want them to do. This guy should not have this much power, and all of these people protesting, Do you realize what you're protesting? You're hurting the average American person, people who are already struggling. You're not hurting big corporations. Um, you're just doing the complete opposite, and you're going to piss the American people off even more. Therefore, I'm going to stick with this side. I hope AI comes out in 6 months and absolutely wipes this job industry out. I really do. Because this guy should not have this much power to be able to hurt average Americans just with the snap of his fingers protesting like this. But other than that, that's all I got. That's my stance on it. You could agree to disagree. I just see it's very, very anti-American, and it's just not something that I support at all. But other than that, we're going to talk about like what we could see from the market here. And the only problem with this is this is new data we're getting every single day, because in 1977, right, we weren't doing the numbers that we were back then. So we have to play it day by day, which is also kind of scary, you know. Are we going to feel these repercussions in a week? Is inflation going to stir back up? These are all questions we have to start asking, because how long do we have until we start feeling the impact? Because this is a serious thing, guys. If you aren't taking this serious, this is actually very serious and could be very devastating for most American families, depending how quickly this does impact our market. I don't think it's hyped. I think this is a real news article that needs to be talked about, that needs to be covered, and it needs to be settled as soon as possible before people start feeling this effect, because it will take a toll on people. But there's not much to say about the market here, because we're not sure how fast we're going to feel the impact, so we're kind of taking it day by day. But we are going to go over the trade that I did take today. I'll post up here the gains. Past 3 combines today. Let's fucking go. I'll have 4 express funded accounts now, which is fucking sick. I'm going to copy trade on them, full port them. No, I'm just playing. But we're going to talk about the trade that I took. So, I took an SMT trade today. So as you can see, this is the 930 candle here, and then this is the 930 candle here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So as you see here, at 932, ES was still downtrending. Meanwhile, NQ was pumping, and ES wanted to go and take lows. So what did I do? I simply followed ES's trend, because NQ was lagging behind, and it was time for a pullback for NQ. So I entered around up here, and ES was selling off immediately, and then NQ finally, about 2 minutes later, started to follow. I was in drawdown for maybe about a minute, 2 minutes, and then immediately saw the sell-off. I was out within 4 minutes. Beautiful trade, and I didn't take any trades after. A clean, easy day. I'm not going to do a recap, like on a daily recap, because, this news can be kind of tricky to play with here. My guess is we might be consolidating for a couple days until we get more information about this, but I hope it gets settled within this week. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you guys next time. Later.